the experts of real estate, the government officers, the media, the students, the architects and the planners. It is a great pleasure and privilege for me today to welcome the Honorable President and to welcome you all for this distinguished event, which I dreamt long time ago with a solo motive that can we change this country, can we give housing to that poor person. With that motive in mind, I have been struggling since last 2 years to seek appointment also with the people who will really matter, who can really carry the message and weight to bring about this change. NAREDCO is an organization which was formed with the support of the Ministry of Housing, Government of India, and over the years, NAREDCO has played its role in improving housing and real estate sector in the country by interacting with developers, by interacting with customers, by interacting with the government officers across all the states. And we have been working together to try to bring this. Housing, we know, is a catalyst of change for socio-economic development of a family. If a family has a shelter, you can ensure that they can live and they can have dignity of living and working in this country. And this is the best growth driver also for the nation, because it is the second largest employment creator after agriculture sector, and it is the third largest GDP creator for this country. Yet it remains most neglected, and there is so much of ambiguity and confusion across all sectors, all sections, that developers are seen as not a respectable lobby. Probably they are the people who have money. They don't know that money actually belongs to the customers. But they have to carry on their mission, they have to work. And it is a matter of great concern for all of us that even after 65 years of independence, we have failed to give makan to our people. There is current shortage of over 28 million houses in the country. The country is actually growing because of IT and telecommunication. That will continue to bring in the job seekers from our agriculture sector to our urban sector with their dreams in their eyes. You cannot stop it. When you cannot stop it, then you have to give some solution. We should not let the things worsen further, at least. 95% of our population today, who are the real workers, who are the real growth drivers, they cannot afford a house in a metropolitan city. And it is extremely unfortunate situation after almost 2 to 3 generations have passed after independence. You know, one parent goes, another parent comes, but still you don't have a house, don't have a shelter. In 1951, when close to independence, we had a population of 36.1 million, and our total urbanization was just 20% at that time. In 1991, it became 25%. It is where the reforms started. By 2011, our urbanization is 31%. And by 2040, more than 50% of the country will be urbanized. So where are we going to keep these 50% of today 1.2 crore people, which will further increase? Where are we going to put them? So we have to actually look into that in last 60 years, how many housing units have been created by government agencies. They have not fulfilled even a small percentage of the total requirement, and that is why we look lot of slum clusters, jhuggi, jhonparis, and unauthorized housing developing all across the country. Should we not sit together, introspect, and work together in an honorable manner to find a solution to this? There is a need that we all agree, accept, and again press the reset button. Because without that, you cannot change this country. We have to change our mindset. We have to identify problems. There is multiplicity of clearance process which is happening. Any department is coming and putting one clearance, another clearance and regulation, so that you have to cross that hurdle, you know. There are these kind of over 50 to almost 70 toll barriers which a developer has to cross before you get permission to start construction, and which may take between almost up to, at times even up to 5 years before you can start your construction. Who pays the cost of money? It is our common man, the middle class, the guy who buys the apartment. It is he who bears that burden. Why don't we realize that part? We must look into this. I want to say, because there are a lot of planners, there are a lot of students also from planning here, I want to say that we must look into our past. Thousands of years ago, in our Atharva Ved, there is a shlok. It is under chapter 20. It is under chapter 9, Sukt 3 and Mantra 24. Om Kulay Adi Kulayam Koshe Kosha Samujjite Yatrat Mantro Vijayate Yasmad Vishwam Prajayate. ओम कुलायम कुलाय, जैसे पक्षी घोंसले के ऊपर घोंसला बनाता है, कोशे कोशा समुज्जते, you should try to create housing over housing. This is what was talked long time before, and even today after independence we talk about sprawling and horizontal development, single storied, double storied, lot of plotted, and while we have so much of excessive population here. Yatra tantra mantro vijayate yasmad vishyam prajayate. Your housing should, each household must protect the world as his own sibling. So this is the actually housing, sustainable housing for masses. This is what is the name which has been drawn. Sustainable housing for masses from our Atharva Ved. I would give small examples how there are a lot of difficulties. How we can sit together and find solution. I have been running around to make people sit on the table. Ministry of Housing also has been doing its best, and in the last some time we have seen actually tangible